Hey folks, Grant from Gunspot here for the Army Life. In today's video, we're gonna be doing Master Chef outdoors. So I recently did a hike out in the backcountry in Colorado, and we are going to be using the MSR WhisperLite stove, basically to cook some dehydrated meals from Mountain House. These two, well, this one was definitely my favorite on my backpacking trip. I'm a big breakfast guy, so the breakfast skillet is the bomb if you like to eat well and get your energy as well. But we're gonna use our MSR WhisperLite stove. I found it to be very reliable, even as high as 12,000 feet, which was our highest campsite on this trip. The WhisperLite is a really good stove. It allows you to use multiple different type of gas systems, so that's always handy when maybe your average chain store isn't readily available for you to get, you know, canned fuel. So how you set this up is you, of course, lay out your tongs. You've got to lubricate before you put in, and most people just use spit. That's what I use to avoid carrying an extra, you know, bottle of lubricant. So I'd spit on here. I lock it into place. I'm gonna come down here and I'm gonna fill my pan with fluid. And we're gonna then turn it off. I'm gonna get a big fireball out of this. We kind of let it burn down, and what it's doing right now is it's heating that pan so that when I turn the gas back on, as it starts to die out, we get a gas effect, and it's a very efficient stove. I literally could have made it the whole 5 or 6 days of our hike just off of this one bottle, but I did fill it up in between one time. Didn't really need to. I was only maybe 3/4 down. Of course, the more empty the bottle gets, the more you have to pump to pressurize it, so it takes a little bit longer, and it's kind of annoying when you're really hungry after burning a lot of calories on a 10 or 15 mile leg at altitude, carrying a 60-pound pack. So this will take just a minute here, and like that, we have good flame. So from here, I'm gonna get my boiling container, my water. The Mountain House meals are real good as far as not requiring a huge amount of water to work with. I found them very easy to use as far as quick prep time, etc. Okay, so now that we've got our flame going good, I'm gonna fill basically 1.5 cups of water into my MSR pot here, which I've found that this setup worked really well. It didn't add a lot of weight. Of course, you really don't need anything but the eating utensil itself to eat a Mountain House meal. It's kind of nice that you can fix it all in the bag. So you tear open your bag. The one thing that you really want to do is make sure you pull out your oxygen absorber before you throw the water in there. That probably wouldn't be a good thing. And then you just sit and wait for it to boil. Boiling times vary. I was really surprised how quickly water came to boil even at high elevation. That generally speaking, I've done a lot of camping in Colorado. First time with this type of setup, backpacking, and so a camp stove, the boiling time just seems ridiculous at altitude, and it really worked quickly with the MSR WhisperLite. It was fantastic in that regard. Okay, so we've got boiling water. I didn't look at the clock, but it's probably been 2 minutes. It hadn't been very long at all. So set my lid aside. The bag comes fairly nice to where it'll set up. You pour it in, I didn't measure out exactly a cup and a quarter, so I know I got a little extra. Take your utensil, you stir it up, and then this is probably the longest part of prepping a meal like this, is once you've stirred it up, you seal it up because it's got like a Ziploc type liner in the aluminum bag, and then you wait for 5 minutes. And so at that point you can, you know, prepare more water or a second meal for someone else or whatever. I mean, it's fairly efficient in its timeline, how it lays itself out. Okay, so our first 5 minutes has passed, so it's time to open up, stir it up. One more time, make sure everything is getting moisture to it. And then we'll seal it up and give it 4 more minutes, and then it'll be time to eat. So our meal is finally ready, and I particularly really like the breakfast skillet. To me, it was fantastic. I've eaten a fair amount of dehydrated meals, so for me, I thought it was fantastic. So, but we're gonna get a novice out here who has a sensitive palate. So Jason, why don't you come help us here and give yourself a taste of the breakfast skillet and tell me what you think.
Okay. Oh, that looks wonderful. You see that? Okay. I'm expecting Jimmy Dean quality. It's hot. That's really good.
I thought it was really good.
I went to a diner the other day, got a skillet. This is better than that. Like, I could eat this all.
And these bags come with 2 servings, but I was averaging about 10 miles a day, coming from 900 feet of elevation here in Missouri to, you know, 10.5 to 10.7 was kind of our average. And doing 10 miles a day, I ate at minimum 2 servings every meal. That's just me. I have a little bit faster metabolism than some folks. Sometimes I ate as many as 4 servings. Maybe my glutton side was coming out, but good stuff, right?
Very good. I really enjoy it, actually.
And a pretty quick turnaround. Of course, the lengthiest part of cooking one of those meals is just waiting for the water to absorb into the food. The cooking is relatively short though. All right, that's enough, Jason, eating my food. All right, folks, that has been how to use the MSR WhisperLite Universal. This has been Master Chef Outdoors. Thanks for watching. Remember, train hard, your family deserves it.